talk about leadership and, you know,
right.
and really make it work. Good job.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. It's interesting that you said that because I am meeting with another HR leader in 2 weeks, and we're actually going to talk about creating kind of a forum, and so some HR leaders of some larger companies in Portland to get together with some veterans and maybe some veterans reps from the work sources, and we can talk about what that transition looks like and what would be helpful for the other side. And I think it's really good to get both groups together so we can figure out how we can help more veterans and more employers with this.
Oh, I think that's really a good idea. Really a good idea. Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
And you know, pardon?
It's very exciting.
It is very exciting. And you know, if people want to start their own business, there's a lot of help to do that too. But it takes the same thing. You have to be able to look at what it is you know how to do and package that in a way that people will buy that. I mean, you know that from starting your own business. You have to say, what do I really know how to do, and who might want that, and who would be a good candidate for it, and you know, so it's the same issue. It's translating your skills and knowledge and abilities into a package of service or products that people want. You know, it's talking about it in a way that they understand what you're offering.
Right.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, how do you structure your services? In other words, how does somebody buy your time? How do they work with you?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, if they're a veteran, I have 4 different opportunities for them. I have 2 free programs. One is a 30-day startup. It's a drip campaign, and that means that every day once they sign up and they get the checkoff sheet, every day they get something in the inbox that gives them an activity or that might be outward focused or an activity that's inward focused in terms of working on themselves, and helps them forward their business goals. And it's mostly for startups. And then the other free program is the directory. So I want veteran businesses to sign up on my directory, and I push them out to social media. Every week I have a featured veteran business owner. And by the way, there's tons and tons of support on Twitter for veteran-owned businesses. Lots of following going on. And then I have a booster, that I like to call it a booster, a business booster. So every Thursday morning we meet at a Mountain View Coffee House in Clackamas, and that's like a leads group, like BNI or LaTip, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's just getting off the ground because we just, opened in July. And then the next step is to roll out a mastermind, and that's more focused on businesses that are established and want to do some more marketing, set up different programs or products, stuff like that.
Oh, that's just wonderful. So there's all kinds of ways people can work with you. So
right.
Most of that is group. So do you work with people one-on-one as well?
Well, yeah, that's what I love to do. I love to work one-on-one coaching. So yes, that's available as well. And I also do speaking. If you have a group and you want someone to come speak, I'm happy to come speak about leadership or whatever you want. Well, not whatever, but I might not talk about cars or something. But whatever's in my
Oh, that's great. So you have on your website you have a program you call Positive Portland, and so what is that? Talk about that.
Oh, okay. Positive PDX. I started this in March, and this is every other month. Entrepreneurs, it's not inclusive just to veterans. It's all entrepreneurs, mostly solopreneurs. And we get together, have lunch, and networking, and actually just had it today. And so it's really about creating, again, another community for solopreneurs. And the idea was, it came up because one of my clients who was a massage therapist said, I get so lonely. I don't have anyone to like walk down the hall and talk with, like between clients. It's just me. And so that was really the idea for Positive PDX, was to have a place where it's not, you're not really looking for clients. You're just getting together with people, talking about your business. What do you do? How can I help you? And just generally getting to know each other. We have a presenter. They present for a half hour. And then we do just something like speed networking, or today we did bingo.
Oh, that's great. And so, as you say, usually solos attend the meeting? Is that right?
Yes. It's mostly solos, yes.
Yeah. And so what kind of speakers do you have?
Well, today we had Ronnie Norris, the marketing coach. And Ronnie talked about marketing strategies for introverts. We've had a relationship coach, Dana Corey, was at the July meeting. And then in November, we're doing something special, kind of pertains to the holidays. And Deborah Ivanoff is going to be talking about getting more of what you want and what you need. Oh,
cool. I guess that's a good time right before the holidays.
Right. That was strategic, yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Great.
And then go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm very excited about in March, I have a couple of gals coming in to do image. What is your image?
Oh, fun.
About what to wear and what not to wear. I always like those things because I like clothes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Right. Oh, what a great excuse. So you're a solo business, right?
Yes, I am. Right. I am. Someday
how do you
I might
like being
to have.
Yeah. How do you like being a solo?
Well, I'm the same way. I'm really social, as you're probably getting to know. I like to talk to people. I like to go down the hall and talk and decompress if I have to, and that's not always the case. I find myself very fortunate because I have 3 lovely dogs who I can hug and pet. But sometimes it does. It's a little trying, and it's hard to focus. Like I don't know why. It just is. It's so different.
Yeah.
I'm hoping someday to have some contractors that will be working with me, but no, it's not really employees, but just not quite there yet.
And the dogs really have a limited conversational range.
Yes, they do. They do. Their lexicon isn't that big, right?
No, I mean, they're very, very empathetic, and they're very wonderful, and they think we're wonderful, so that's nice. But, it's hard to have a deep thought with them.
Right. And sometimes they talk at the wrong times.
Yes, that's true. So how do you market your business? How do you market Gold Dog Consulting?
Well, I have a website, Gold Dog Consulting, and I also have the Veterans Business Connection, and I'm on Twitter with Gold Dog Coach. I'm also on Facebook with Gold Dog Coach or the Veterans Business Connection, and I'm also on LinkedIn, Cindy Nash Hooker.
So mostly it's your social media and your one-on-one networking, which are very powerful.
Yes, the one-on-one is I can't tell anybody enough how powerful the one-on-one connection is.
Yeah.
In spite of all the technology we have, there's nothing like meeting people and talking with them and creating a relationship.
Yes. And so what's your favorite thing about being in business for yourself?
I think it's the freedom to make my own schedule.
Yeah.
If there's a family something that I want to do, or a morning off that I want to take to do something, I can do that. And I get all my work done. And like most solopreneurs, I probably work a lot more than 40 hours a week. And
I'm sure.
It's not your traditional 9 to 5 because you have networking that might happen in the evening or super early in the morning, which I'm not necessarily fond of, but I do.
Yeah. You know, it's somebody calls these lifestyle businesses, and you know, it's so integrated into who you are and what you do that you know, you're doing it in some way or another all the time. You know, you're living it is what happens with these
Right.
passion-based businesses. Yeah. So are you talking about ways to expand your business? Is that kind of on your horizon?
Potentially on my horizon. Yeah, I think there's some opportunity to work with veterans in the who aren't entrepreneurs in that hiring process that we talked about earlier, and that could be a potential expansion. And with my HR background, seems a very natural fit. So
I think you could do a lot of training or coaching or teaching HR professionals how to hire veterans. I mean, I think you could make a nice, you know, CEU class out of that. And,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And either do a train the trainer so they can take it back to their managers. Definitely.
Yeah. I can also see you doing things on, you know, on Skype or teleconferencing or things like that, where you get your groups together and you get kind of outside the region and bring other people in because you're using those e-tools, and I think that would be very valuable for them and you too.
Right. You know, there are so many experts in so many fields that I think are so valuable in terms of connecting like veteran entrepreneurs to, or you know, other ways. And I just love the idea of having a technology connect us and learn from each other.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. So, you know, we're using up a lot of our time here, so I'm going to ask you for a last thing here. If you had one piece of advice to give someone who's considering starting a business, what would that be?
You don't have to do it alone. There's resources. There's the SBA. There's groups like mine. There's tons of resources. Don't do it alone.
Yeah. Well, actually, you can't. You know, I mean, there's so many skills and abilities and knowledge and talent that are needed to. I keep saying it takes a village to raise a business. You know, not just a child, but a business, and we need to tap into that village. It's just how we tap into that you know, makes a difference. Are we going to, you know, subcontract with them, or you know, hire people, or you know, just build collaborative relationships? What are we going to do? But you're right. You can't do it alone. Yeah, that's a good piece of advice. So we're really about out of time, and you know, can you let our listeners know, you know, how they can get hold of you? I'm sure some of them would love to do this and tune into your veterans programs and your startup programs.
Great. Yes, sure. Yes. Again, find me at www.golddogconsulting.com or theveteransbusinessconnection.com. And I have, again, programs for the veterans. I also have a 90-day business builder program that is not veterans only. And my phone number, 503-806-0798, and it's Cindy at golddogconsulting.com.
Oh, that's terrific. That's just terrific. I can see that you would be very helpful, and that you would be able to reach into your own life experience and share a lot of things with people, and, you know, that's what makes the knowledge valuable. You know, if it's in a book, they can read it, but when you're sharing what happened in your life and what went on, people are interested in that kind of coaching, and it's very real and grounded. So I just really, I appreciate your being on today. It's been really nice and talking with you and learning more about Gold Dog Consulting, and I'm very excited to learn that there's somebody that is doing as good a job as you clearly are working with our veterans. That makes me feel good. I'm happy that is happening, and that's a big needed thing to be going on out there in that world today with with what we've been doing over the last 10 years. So I'm happy to hear that. And listeners,